This is a lovely Mexican corn and black bean soup. Black beans being a delicious bean, to cook them, soak them overnight in a little bit of lightly salted water, rinse them off well, and then cook away in a low simmering heat until they're tender. Again, they're extremely high in fiber, antioxidants. They're one of the healthier of all the beans. A very fundamental part of Latin American, Brazilian, Mexican foods and so on. You'll see them very commonly used. I'm going to be pairing this with some corn, lots of vegetables. I'm going to use cabbage in this dish to just bring some nice greens and give a little bit of bite into it. It'll be a little bit spicy. You could add lots more chili if you wanted, depending on your taste, or a lot less if you wanted. And I've just picked some random herbs from the garden. The ones you want to use, if you can get them, are a little bit of coriander and basil. I'm using fennel, coriander, basil, and oregano here as well. And I'm going to use, just for convenience sake, a little stock cube as well, a good quality stock cube, just to put a little bit of flavour in. It's no harm taking a few shortcuts now and again. What's great about this soup, you can eat all you want. It's a very nutritionally dense food, but it's not a very calorific dish. The first job I'm going to do is add about a teaspoon of oil into my pan. I've used just normal olive oil here because I had actually run out of coconut oil, but I'd say coconut oil is the better choice. Into that, I'm going to add my onions first. I'm just going to sweat those a little bit in the oil, just to develop a little bit of flavour. And I'm just going to cover that up for a couple of seconds, just to get started the cookery. Having just cooked for a couple of minutes, just get a little tiny piece of colour onto the onions. I'm just going to add just a pinch of salt, a little black pepper. As you can see, you need very, very little oil. People with a good pan, especially, oil is, people tend to want to see the oil, and you just don't need that. Next thing I'm going to do is add all of my vegetables at the same time, excluding the cabbage. So I'm adding my carrots, my courgettes, my tomatoes, my peppers, everything. At this point, I'm also going to add my chili and my garlic. I'm going to add a small drop of water. What I'm talking about there is about maybe a fifth of a cup. I'm going to put the lid on that and just let the vegetables cook for maybe about 5 minutes, just to develop a little bit of extra flavour. And sweat actually is what is the cookery term we'd be using here. After about 5-7 minutes at a good high heat, but keeping the lid on and keeping your pan nice and moist. As you can see, there's a little bit of moisture in there. The vegetables have sweated down just nicely. And now I'm going to add my tin of tomatoes, standard 400 gram tin. Just nice and gently move those around. I'm going to add all of my black beans. Again, these are great for filling you as well. Now, I suppose you could almost call this a vegetable stew because I'm making it so with so many vegetables and so on. And again, this is just full of nutrients as well. At this time also, I'm just going to add in my stock cube. And now I'm just going to it's hard to give a measurement with the water because vegetables can be a little bit different, but I'm just going to just about cover the vegetables and everything in this pan with water, just normal water. You have your little stock cube there. Now, of course, you could use stock, and even you could use a few prawns or something in this and, turn it into a very simple little seafood dish. But now what I'm going to do is just allow that to come to a nice gentle simmer. And when it's simmering, then we'll add our cabbage. So, lid on and just bring it up to a nice gentle simmer. Now, having allowed the soup to simmer for about 10 minutes, 7-10 minutes, just until the all the vegetables start getting a little bit more tender, but not overly, not mushy by any means. I'm going to now add all my cabbage at the same time. Just mix that around nicely. Now I'm just going to continue to cook until the cabbage becomes nice and tender, but still a little bit of bite in it. And the cabbage I just allowed to cook for about 4 minutes, just to tenderize a little bit, but I do like a nice piece of bite in it. And then to finish, I'm going to just add my herbs. I have, as I said, a little bit of thyme in here actually, I didn't mention that. Oregano, marjoram, some basil, some coriander. Just now, again, you could just use parsley if that's all you could get. It's great if you can get these because it'll keep adding complexity and there's nothing to go wrong with herbs. Maybe rosemary, sage just might be a little bit on the strong side for this, but any of the kind of Mediterranean type herbs are perfect. And that is it. And as you can see, our spicy Mexican style soup with corn and black beans. Absolutely lovely. Full of nutrition, but again, not very calorie dense. So it's something that you can indulge in as much as you like, and perfect for warm days.